Hey there, happy friends. Even Star here in the shed at Hancock's House of Happy here to tell you all about the great new free cross-stitch designs coming up on the website next week. Before I get into that, though, I would just very briefly like to remind you to subscribe to this channel, because every week, every Wednesday, I put out a video telling you what's coming up on the website and what you'll be able to download for free next week. And also give it a thumbs up, because it helps other people who like cross-stitch designs to discover my content. And on the subject of content discovery, it also helps me out a lot if you share my links to my content on the website on your social media, so on things like Pinterest and Facebook. Really helps me out and helps other people who like cross-stitch discover my content. And if you have a website and want to link to my website, let me know, and if you're a good fit, I'll link back and we can help each other out. So, without further ado, let's see what's coming up on the website next week. And as you may have guessed, there's a certain theme coming up. So the first pattern coming up next week actually is not Christmas particularly, although it would make a great Christmas present for somebody. Right? And it's Motivation Monday. Yes, it's Motivation Monday once again here at Hancock's House of Happy. And this week for Motivation Monday, we have a yoga and meditation motivation for you. Yes, it's not going to Namaste itself, is it? No. So a few weeks ago, I talked to you about mental health and some of the things that I do to maintain good mental health, including exercise and eating properly and getting outside and hiking. Another thing I do is meditation. Now, I'm not the kind of person who meditates by sitting still and emptying my mind and contemplating my place in the universe. No, I have a more active style of meditation. There's lots of different kinds of meditation out there. The whole point is that you do it, whatever that is to you. I find running very meditative, and hiking and cross-stitching, all very meditative. I also do yoga once a week, because as a woman of a certain age, I find myself being not so limber as I was a little while ago. So yoga is very good for maintaining, especially, your joints and your flexibility and your balance as you get older, right? So all you ladies, get on with the yoga, man. It's good for you. So, sometimes it's really hard to do that. It's hard to get up and, make your body get into a shape that it's not used to, or, emptying your mind and not worrying. And maybe you need a little bit of motivation for that, or maybe you've got a friend who does yoga and needs, would appreciate this particular sentiment, because inner peace is a lot of work. It does not come naturally. I find it extremely hard work and extremely hard to do sometimes. It's not going to Namaste itself. You aren't going to discover your inner light or the inner light in others without a little bit of effort. So maybe this will give you the motivation to get out there and downward dog. So on Tuesday, yes, we're back to Christmas tree ornaments again. And I tell you what, guys, I could do so many of these with like so many different ideas. I have so many ideas maybe for next year, what we could do with Christmas tree decorations or Christmas decorations. Do you cross stitch for Christmas? I'd really like to know. I'm not the kind of person who will do like a Christmas cross stitch. Like, I won't cross stitch something that's got reindeer and Santa and Merry Christmas on it that I have to put away every year. But I do cross stitch Christmas ornaments, because they're really small and I love getting them out every year, and because usually they're like in memory of something or someone or something like that. But I won't do like I'll cross stitch gifts for people for Christmas as well, but they won't necessarily be Christmas themes. So what's your cross stitching habit like at this time of year? Do you have like Merry Christmas and cross stitch? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know. First up, we're sort of back to the tropical theme because many of you said, you know, I live in a warm place. I don't have ice and snow on Christmas Day. I go to the beach, right? And if you're going to the beach, maybe you put on your favorite flip-flops. Maybe you got some flip-flops for Christmas that you want to show off down at, you know, Sammy Choi's Kyle and I in Hawaii. So this is for you, right? So we've got some funny little tropical, like, beachy flip-flops for you to cross-stitch and hang on the tree. Again, so easy to change the colors here. These are very beginner-friendly cross-stitch designs as well. You know, you can change the colors to suit your Christmas tree or Christmas decorating theme. You know, people sometimes do only particular colors at Christmas. So you could definitely change those up. Yes, and I would love to see a Christmas tree covered in these tropical, colorful flip-flops. On Wednesday, yes, I couldn't do Christmas tree ornaments without doing at least one kawaii version. And it's just these really simple, funny-faced Christmas tree balls. Now, I kind of screwed these ones up a little bit, right? So most of all the Christmas tree decorations from this week and the other week, I tried to make them no more than like 60 stitches high and no more than 60 stitches wide, right? Because, you know, they gotta look right when you hang them on the tree. They can't be huge if they're on 14 count. I mean, you could make them smaller by doing them 16 or 18, but you know, 14 count I use is like easiest for most people, especially beginners. So I didn't want to make them too big, but these ones I kind of screwed up because I had those numbers in my head, and I made the ball part 60, and then I realized I gotta put the hangy thing on there. So these ended up a little bit taller, but you could, when you stitch them, you know, cut out the middle of the hangy thing and put the ribbon through there if you're gonna hang these up. And I think they would still be an okay size to put on your tree, especially if you wanted to stitch them on like a 16 or 18 count. They would be the perfect fit. And I just wanted to show you again the really easy no-sew method for making cross-stitch Christmas tree ornaments. I've got my example here, which I made a million years ago. I did a bunch of these one year and just gave them all away, so I only have one. I usually give my cross-stitch away. So a little penguin. I did not design this. It's like 13 years old or whatever now. So it was somebody else's design. And you see cross stitch it, and then you cut like one stitch width, leave one stitch width all the way around. You cut out the shape, and then you lay it down, stitch side down on a little bit of saran wrap or something that's not going to stick to. And then you saturate it with some wood glue, some clear drying wood glue, or any strong clear drying glue, not crazy glue, because that is just going to stick to things, right? And as you can see, it's quite stiff. It's got a little bit of weight to it. And then you just cover the back with a little bit of glitter so you can't see all the horrible threads on the back. You know, you poke a hole, you put a bit of thread through there. I've got a little bit of wire through there. And there you go. Perfect Christmas tree hangy thing, gift tag. These make really good also Christmas card elements, so you can stick it on a Christmas card, and then that person's got the gift as well as the card, and then a second gift because they can take it off and they put it on the tree. So that's how you turn these into Christmas tree decorations. No sewing required, really easy. On Thursday, we're back to sort of non-traditional Christmas. Now, I call these icons of Portugal. Because my mom and dad live in Portugal, I've spent many Christmases there, and just a lot of time there in general. I love Portugal. I love the country and the culture and the people. And I wanted to do something Portuguese theme, because a lot of my Christmas tree decorations they don't come from the store. They're either things that I've made in memory of places I've been or of events or people, but also when I travel I will collect things to put on my Christmas tree. And I love every year getting my box of Christmas tree ornaments out, and every single one that comes out there's like a memory that's involved with them. And I love every year decorating my Christmas tree, and every year I get, you know, maybe 3 or 4 new ones to go on depending on what I've been doing during the year. And I realized that I don't really have any from Portugal because I go there all the time. It's like going home. So I thought it would be kind of fun to make some in memory of my time in Portugal. And these are icons of Portugal. So you've got their the very iconic yellow Lisbon streetcar trolley. If you go to Lisbon, they have a public transport system. It's all trolleys and streetcars and trams, and they are this very distinctive yellow and very distinctive shape. You can recognize them anywhere. On the other side, you've got what is known as the Barcelos rooster, and I won't go into it now, but there's a very ancient story about the rooster in Portugal, and that is the symbol of Portugal is this stylized rooster with the usually black with the colored decorations on it. Anywhere you go in Portugal that sells like tourist stuff, there'll be shelves and shelves of this rooster. They put it on everything. And in the middle there is a sardine. Portugal, very famous for their fishing industry. They love the sardine. It's a symbol of their country. As a product manager, I kind of admire how they've, in many ways, turned a commodity into like a luxury item. If you go to the duty free at the airport, you can buy all kinds of sardines and in all these sort of different colored packaging and everything, and it's very interesting. And this is done in the style of Portuguese tile. Many people in Portugal decorate the outsides of their houses in tile. Sometimes blue and white, other colors as well. All the flooring is tile. I would love to see a Christmas tree covered in these little sardines in all different colors of cross stitch. And finally, on Friday, we have a sort of a demonstration of my tendency to take certain ideas to sort of an illogical extreme or juxtaposition. And you've got it's sort of like a very modern vector graphic style image done in cross stitch. And I think that's, to me, I was kind of trolling for inspiration, and, Google Images, I came up with, it's like a whole page of, vector style Christmas icons, and it just kind of got me thinking about the juxtaposition of those two things, because cross-stitch is pixels, right? Everything is made of tiny little squares, whereas vector graphics, that eliminates, there are no pixels, it eliminates the pixel. And I got this idea in my head of, what if I did some cross-stitch designs in this sort of vector non-pixelated style and see how they turn out. I think they turned out really cute, actually, and if you're sort of a more modern hipster person and you're decorating for Christmas, maybe these suit your style maybe a little bit more than the more traditional Christmas decorations out there. So that's all there is for next week coming up on the website and everything for today. I would like to thank you again for watching and for subscribing and liking, and also I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters. There's no Patreon exclusive this week, but there is one coming up next week, so I hope you tune in next week when I'll be back on Wednesday. And until next time, I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I will see you all later. Okay, bye.